If you ever thought about studying interior design, you need to watch this. That's because I'm going to share with you what I wish someone had told me when I just started my design career. Back then, I was just scrolling through interior design programs at 2 a.m. wondering if I should take the plunge and go back to school. The thought of spending $50,000 and 4 years felt overwhelming. But I believed it was the right way to become an interior designer. Maybe you can relate. I had this burning passion for transforming spaces. Every weekend, I'd find myself rearranging furniture, hunting for the perfect throw pillows, or dreaming about what I could do with my neighbor's outdated kitchen. But I also had a nagging voice asking, who am I to call myself a designer without proper credentials? I felt overwhelmed, frustrated, and maybe even a little helpless about how to turn this passion into something real. Where do I even start? How do I get into interior design with no experience or education? I just needed someone to tell me what to do first. What I'm about to share with you would have saved me years of confusion and honestly, a lot of sleepless nights wondering if I was making the right choice. Now, after building my own design business from the ground up to $50K per month and helping hundreds of others do the same through the Interior Academy, I've discovered something fascinating. The most successful interior designers I know took completely different paths than what most people know. And this is what you'll see here. I've discovered there are 6 insights that have changed everything about how I approach my design career, and that I wish someone had told me back then. If you're considering a career change, going to design school, or wondering if there's another way, stick with me for the next few minutes. This might be just what you're looking for. This one actually shocked me at first. Listen, when I started researching the backgrounds of designers that I admired, the ones featured in magazines, running successful businesses, working with dream clients, I found something interesting hidden in plain sight. The majority never stepped foot in a formal design program. It means that they got to where they are today through passion and the right guidance. No degree or specific credentials. You might argue that that's because of their connections, and you may be right, but I also know that this is accessible for anyone willing to put in the work. Take Sarah here, for example. She desperately wanted to leap into a career that would feed her soul, but she was terrified because she didn't have the credentials to back her up. Yet, look at her now. She just went from HR manager to her first $3,500 month in just 2 months of starting her design business. No degree, no connections. You see, here's what I wish I'd understood back then. Diplomas don't design rooms. You do. Your eye for design, your ability to listen to what your clients really need, your problem-solving skills, your attention to detail, these matter infinitely more than where you went to design school or what degree hangs on your wall. The most successful designers I know share one common trait. They're obsessed with the results, not the credentials. They study what works. They practice constantly. They focus on developing skills that actually pay the bill. Interest and passion are the driving forces to success as an interior designer, not education. And if you're watching this, you already might have what it takes. All you need is guidance on how to channel that passion into something that serves clients and builds a business. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. While design schools are still teaching you to meet clients face-to-face and to visit their homes to create designs, the industry has shifted dramatically. You see, a typical interior designer operates within a specific area, usually their state, city, or country. But when COVID hit, the industry took a serious blow. With people stuck at home, designers couldn't do their usual commute, take measurements, or monitor project progress. There were no showrooms or events to attend, and it was tough for most designers. But within this struggle, a new opportunity emerged: virtual interior design services. This industry is growing so fast that statistics show it will become a $30 billion market by 2030. And you can already see how this differs from the traditional way of doing things. Before, you needed to meet your clients face-to-face and visit their homes to create designs. Now, everything can be done online. Before, you had to manage suppliers in your local area and oversee projects meticulously, sometimes to the point of burnout. Now, you can work with suppliers worldwide and make it incredibly easy for your clients to handle the logistics themselves. Before, an interior design project might take weeks, if not months, to complete. Now, you can finish a full project in a matter of days. And before, Your client base was limited by where you lived. Now you can work with clients from all over the world, opening up endless possibilities. Emma perfectly illustrates this transformation. She started virtual design while homeschooling her 2 kids in Ohio. Last month, she completed an $8,000 living room project for a busy executive in California, all done through video calls and digital floor plans. Now, I can already hear some of you saying, but it's online. It must be more complicated. I need to be good with technology. What if the client isn't satisfied because I couldn't see the space in person? I get it. I thought the same thing at first. What's new about this isn't the industry itself. Virtual interior design has been around for years. What's new is how accessible the tools have become and how undeserved this market remains. Why? Because you may already say that there are established firms and designers out there, right? But not so fast. In reality, most virtual interior design projects are what you would call small projects. They usually involve specific rooms like a living room, a bedroom, or a home office. The big firms and established designers often shy away from these small projects. They don't think that they're lucrative enough, so they prefer to focus on big, complex projects that bring in larger profits. But that's not what we are after. In fact, this is the best thing that could happen for us. It leaves an untapped market with growing demand wide open for beginners and passionate designers like you and me to make good profit. How profitable? Well, you could design a living room and earn $1,500. Or create a small home office and make $800. And you can complete these projects in just a few hours. Maybe a few days if you're really busy. You only need 2 to 3 projects per month to make $3,000 to $4,000 working part-time. Virtual design isn't replacing traditional interior design. It's creating an entire new category of opportunity, one that is perfect for beginners, incredibly profitable, and allows you to build a business around your lifestyle instead of being limited by geography. This is the shift that design schools aren't preparing students for because their programs were designed for how the industry used to work, not how it works today. Traditional education tells you to study first, then work. Makes sense, right? Get your degree, build your portfolio, and then maybe if you're lucky, someone will hire you for an entry-level position at $35,000 a year. But here's what I discovered. In interior design, you can completely flip that script. You see, clients don't hire you to recite design history or explain the principles of the Bauhaus movement. They hire you to solve their problems. When you focus on practical skills, how to listen to a client's needs, how to create functional layouts, how to source beautiful pieces within budget, you can start serving clients immediately. I've seen passionate individuals land their first paying client within weeks of starting their design career. Not months, weeks. Think about it this way. Would you rather spend 4 years accumulating student debt and theoretical knowledge, or 4 years building a client base, gaining hands-on experience, and developing a reputation in your market? By the time traditional students graduate, you could have a waiting list. Maria started with us 18 months ago while working full-time in accounting. She was exhausted by her soul-sucking job, but terrified to make a change. Instead of quitting everything to go back to school, she started taking on small projects on the weekends. She started with an $800 bedroom refresh, then a $1,500 living room makeover. By month 6, she was booking $3,000 projects regularly. And just recently, she finally felt confident enough to leave her job behind because her design business was generating $47,000 in annual income. But here's what makes this even better. Every project you complete while learning makes you a better designer. You're not just studying theory. You're solving real problems for real people and getting paid for it. Compare that to spending 4 years in classrooms, accumulating debt, and then graduating with close to zero real-world experience. The skills you need to succeed, you can learn them in weeks, not years. The confidence you need, it comes from real client success, not classroom theory. And the thing is, your early clients become your biggest advocates. They will see your passion, your attention to detail, your fresh perspectives. They refer their friends. They post about your work. They become the foundation of your business. You don't need permission to start. You don't need perfect credentials. You need to solve someone's problem and do it well. That's it. But unfortunately, you rarely hear that in school. And this is actually frustrating me. You can spend 4 years and $50,000 learning about the Bauhaus movement and color psychology, but they won't actually teach you the one thing that determines whether you'll succeed: how to run a profitable design business. If that's not what you're aiming for, it's totally fine. I know that not everyone wants to build something on their own and are totally happy in a company, and that's great. But if you're here with me, you know that maybe there's something more. And that's what I really want you to understand, because sometimes I'm sad. You see, I've worked with dozens of design school graduates who create absolutely stunning spaces that can't find clients, don't know how to price their services, and have no idea how to market themselves. They're incredible designers and terrible business owners, which means that they end up working for design firms at $40,000 a year instead of building their own six-figure business. Rachel is the perfect example of this. She graduated from a prestigious design school 3 years ago with honors, an impressive portfolio, and $60,000 in student debt. But she was still struggling to find clients when she joined the Interior Academy. The problem wasn't her design ability. Her work was magazine worthy. The problem was that she didn't know how to attract clients, how to present her services, or how to price projects profitably. Design school taught her to create beautiful spaces, but not how to build a beautiful business. Within 6 months of learning business systems, client attraction strategies, pricing frameworks, project management processes, she was booked solid at $2,000 per project. Same design skills, completely different business foundation. Because the truth is that interior design is 30% design skills and 70% business skills. You need to know how to find clients who value your work, how to present your services in a way that make your offers so good that people can't help but take it, how to manage projects efficiently, how to build systems that create predictable income. You also need to understand client psychology. Why do people hire interior designers? What are their real pain points? How do you position yourself as the obvious solution to their problems? These are business and marketing skills, not design skills. The most successful designers I know spend more time on business development than they do on design development. They understand that beautiful work doesn't sell itself. You need systems, processes, and strategies that consistently attract and convert ideal clients. This is why so many talented designers end up frustrated and financially struggling. They have the creative ability, but lack the entrepreneurial foundation that actually builds a sustainable business. And unfortunately, they only discover this gap after they've invested years and thousands of dollars in their education. The good news? Business skills are learnable, practical, and you can start applying them immediately. Unlike design theory, which you might never use, business skills directly impact your income from day one. And if you want me to cover one skill in particular, put it down in the comments below. Now, here's something that completely shifted my perspective. If you're coming from another career, whether it's teaching, marketing, HR, accounting, or any corporate role, you're not starting behind other aspiring designers. You're actually starting miles ahead. Your project management experience from coordinating team initiatives, that's exactly what clients desperately need when they're renovating their homes and feeling overwhelmed by timelines, budgets, and contractor coordination. Your customer service background from handling difficult clients. Interior design is 80% client relationships and communication. Your analytical skills from finance or data analysis. Perfect for space planning, budget optimization, and helping clients make smart purchasing decisions. For example, after years of dealing with spreadsheets, I genuinely thought that I was too logical for the creative world of interior design, even though I loved it. I've been helping friends with their spaces, but I always dismissed it as just a hobby because I didn't fit the stereotypical creative profile, you know? But now the same methodical thinking helped me develop my own signature selling point because clients love that I have thought through every practical detail, create realistic budgets, and deliver projects on time and within scope. The thing is, you're not changing careers, you're expanding them. Every skill you've developed is transferable, and frankly, it gives you a massive advantage over recent design school graduates who've never worked in the real world or managed client expectations. When potential clients are choosing between a recent design graduate with a beautiful portfolio and a career changer with real-world business experience, guess who they're going to trust with their $15,000 renovation budget? Exactly. The person who understands deadlines, budgets, and professional project management. And when the time comes where you're considering making the change and starting your own interior design business, I can assure you that you don't need to do a leap of faith. In fact, it's simpler than you may think. Here's the thing, you don't need to commit years of your life and thousands of dollars to find out if you have what it takes to succeed in interior design. You can test your potential today. Start with your own space. Take one room that's been bothering you. Maybe that awkward living room layout or the bathroom that never feels quite right. Document the current state with your phone, then transform it using whatever budget you have available. You don't have to spend money on expensive furniture. This is simply about demonstrating your eye for proportion, color, and function. Rearrange furniture, add plants, swap out pillows, change the lighting. Document every step of the process and create a simple before and after story. Share it online, Instagram, Facebook, even just with family and friends, and watch how people respond. If they say things like, "Oh wow, did you do that yourself?" Or, "Can you help me with my living room? I didn't even know you had this hidden talent." Or they simply have a good and genuinely positive reaction, that's your sign. Maybe you already went through that process, and if so, congrats, because that right there is telling me that you already have something special. Not because you spent years studying design theory, but because real people with real problems saw your work and loved it. You can also create a simple mood board for a fictional client. Give yourself a scenario, like design a cozy reading nook for a busy mom who loves vintage touches and has a $500 budget. Set a time for 2 hours and see what you create. If you love the process and feel energized rather than drained, that's a huge indicator. Try space planning with online tools. There are free apps that let you create room layouts and experiment with furniture arrangements. Spend an evening redesigning your bedroom or optimizing your kitchen workflow. Pay attention to how you feel during the process. And truly, if you can, offer help to a family member or friend with a small project. Maybe it's styling their bookshelf, organizing their closet, or helping them choose paint colors. It doesn't matter. Do this for free, but document the process and the results. All these tests will reveal whether you have the passion, the eye, and the problem-solving instincts that make great designers. The technical skills can be learned. The business system can be taught, but the fundamental ability to see potential in a space and get excited about transforming it, that's either there or it isn't. And I believe if you're here, you already have what it takes. So there you have it. 6 insights that changed my approach to starting my design career. The things I wish someone told me when going on this journey. Instead of spending 3 years researching programs, comparing curricula, and basically talking myself out of starting because I thought I wasn't qualified enough, I could have been building a business, serving clients, and proving my capabilities in the real world. You see, the traditional path isn't wrong, it's good, but it's definitely not the only path. And for many of us, especially those coming from corporate backgrounds who wanted to change careers with a burning passion to do work that feeds our souls, it's not the best path. Your design destiny doesn't require permission from institutions. It doesn't require you to fit someone else's timeline or check boxes that were created decades ago. Instead, it requires courage to start where you are with what you have and the right guidance to keep going from there. While others are sitting in lecture halls learning design history, you could be creating actual design history for your clients. While they're accumulating debt, you could be generating income. The beautiful truth is that clients hire you for your ability to solve their problems and create spaces that improve their lives, not for your degree. And those abilities, you can start developing them today. Look, I'm not here to bash design education. For some people, it's exactly the right path. But if you're sitting here wondering whether you should invest years of your life and go into debt for a degree, or if there's another way to turn your design passion into a thriving business, then you now have all the information to make an informed decision. If this resonated with you, if you found yourself nodding along thinking, yes, this is exactly what I needed to hear, then make sure to subscribe to this channel. I share everything I wish I'd known about building a design business without the traditional gatekeepers, the real strategies, the honest challenges, and the step-by-step systems that actually work. Right now, I'm pretty excited because I'll be sharing something even more specific on this channel very soon. Exactly how I built my design business without a degree. The complete blueprint that took me from corporate anxiety to Forbes features in less than 5 years. You'll see the exact strategies I used to land my first client, price my services competently, and build my business to consistent $10,000 a month. But here's my challenge for you right now, today. Don't just watch this video and move on. Pick one space in your home this week and transform it. Document the process, Share it somewhere, your social media, a design forum, even just with your friends and family. Test your potential instead of questioning your qualifications. See how it feels to solve real design problems instead of wondering if you're creative enough. I guarantee you'll surprise yourself with what you already know and how much you enjoy the process. Your future self will thank you for taking action today instead of waiting for the perfect credentials tomorrow. I can't wait to witness what you'll create when you stop asking for permission and start proving your capabilities. And remember, beautiful businesses start with brave decisions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.